what a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking...
Shut up, boo!
There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless.
You can't handle the truth.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You lose. Good day, sir.
And good Wednesday morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, hump day, September 17th, and a beautiful morning outside. It's funny, I noticed, when I got up this morning, getting everything around, like it's starting to get that time, right? It's that time where the days are getting shorter. Like it's a little darker now at 6. Before, it seemed like a couple of weeks ago, it was so bright and sunny at 6 a.m., and now it's not. Guys, thanks for tuning in to this edition of Undefined Voices right here on Undefined Radio. Appreciate it very much. I've started setting up interviews, so we're going to have interviews coming to you starting next week. I'm going to try to get some of those cut this week, so we'll have them for you for next week, live right here on the show. I'm excited about it. You can watch live on Facebook or free on the Undefined Radio app. And like I said, I appreciate everybody tuning in to be a part of this new experiment we're going to do in the mornings. Talking about community news and national news. There's a lot going on. And trying not to stay on one thing. Like right now, with all the Charlie Kirk stuff being fresh in everybody's mind, it's really easy to stay on top of that. And we'll be dropping news as we get it in there, but it won't be shows just Charlie Kirk 24/7. That's not what this is. And while this show has definitely been inspired and reinvigorated by that man, I don't want to make it just that because there's so much more to talk about. And Charlie Kirk's show was never about Charlie Kirk. It was about something else, right? It's about our society, what's going on out there, and a message. And that's kind of what we want to do, is have our own message. What's going on in our communities? What's happening out there? And just bring that to you guys every morning. And so we're going to do that. And this show will evolve as it should evolve. And if you want to be a part of the conversation, it's real easy. If you're listening on the Undefined Radio app, then what you probably need to do if you want to be a part of the conversation is go to Facebook, to our Undefined Radio page. You'll see the video live and just comment. Comment down below. If you have questions, you want questions or something you want to comment on, feel free to do so. Feel free to do so because that's why this is called Undefined Radio, and that's why this show specifically is called Undefined Voices, because it allows you to have your voice heard. That's what this show is for. And there's nothing better than being able to speak and let your voice be heard. Whether we agree or not, the ability to do it is the most important thing. That First Amendment right to say what you want to say, even if I disagree with you, is what you should cherish most of all. We were, me and my sister, my brother-in-law, were talking about this very thing yesterday. Because, hate speech is a big deal. And I thought when I'm a Pam Bondi fan, but I really thought she misspoke when she said we're going after hate speech. Now, there's more to it than that. And I'm sure she's going to have to go out and clarify a lot of what she said, what she was talking about there. And really what she's talking about, and I think what she meant, and I don't know. I'm not going to put words in her mouth. I won't know that until she says it, was that you can't go out and threaten anybody. All right, but that to me is more, that's not hate speech. That is just making threats. I'm not for hate speech. That's not the type of person I am, but I am for your right to say it. You want to come out here and sound like a lunatic and a fool and just show what kind of person you truly are? I kind of want to know that. I want to know that person right there, not really a person I want to associate myself with. So I'm for your right to say stupid things. It just helps me realize that that's not the person I want to be around. So go out and say it. I don't have to agree with you, but I am for your right to say it. I simply just don't deal with those type of people, which is how it should be. It's like when I go to a restaurant. If I don't like your food, probably not coming back. Now, there may be other people who love your food, and good for you. You can go eat there all you want. That's the beautiful thing about choices, about having your own opinions, is that you can make those opinions for yourself. You don't need somebody else telling you how to feel. Like when I present something, I'm presenting something from my point of view. My point of view. Perfect example. I smoked a pumpkin pie the other day. That's right. You heard it right. I baked a pumpkin pie or smoked a pumpkin pie on my smoker instead of in the oven. Now, when you do that, you're infusing that top layer of crust in the very top of the pie with a smoky accent to it. The rest of the pie underneath still has that rich pumpkin, cinnamon, allspice flavor to it, right? So it's a really great flavor. But that top's going to have that smokiness to it. And if you're into smoky things and you like that sort of thing, you're going to love that pie. However, if you don't, not going to be your favorite. Like my daughter loves that pumpkin pie. She did not care for the smokiness of it. She was very kind to me about it. Oh, yeah, Dad, that's good. The remnants I found in the trash later told me otherwise. It was not good for her. And I get it. I do get that. I don't know if I'll keep making them that way or not, because even me, who I thought it was pretty good, I do prefer my pumpkin pie. I would rather have a buttery crust than that smoky flavor to it. But again, it's all about that personal preference. I'm not gonna hate you if you like it. I'm not gonna hate you if you dislike it. It's just, again, it's to me it's the same thing with free speech. It's say what you're going to say. Let the world know who you are. It makes it easier on the rest of us to know who we want to deal with and who we don't want to deal with. It's pretty simple. This is not hard. But it always amazes me, though, when people try to tell you how you should feel and what you should do. And there's nothing worse, and we've heard this so much over the last few years. It's just getting terrible. And it's out of control. I'm only tolerant if you agree with me. I only want happiness when I'm happy and you agree with me. That's the only way happiness can work, right? And it's a terrible, terrible thing that we have allowed this to happen. And we have allowed this to happen. I think softer parenting has ruined the generation. And we're not talking about beating your kids. Don't go beat your kids, people. Do not do that. It's not what we're saying. But making excuses for bad behavior is never a good thing. It's never a good thing to make excuses for bad behavior of why this has to happen. Well, little Tommy, he's just sensitive. Little Tommy's just sensitive. No, little Tommy's a bad kid and you need to correct his behavior before little Tommy grows up to be big Tommy and grows up to be everybody's problem. You see, it's not rocket science, but this is the world we've created for ourselves. And is it too late to correct it? I don't think so, because I think common sense can win the day. It's just we have to make the concerted effort to do it. So will we? Who knows? Who knows? We will see. We will see what happens. But I do thank you for joining me right here on Facebook for Undefined Radio, on the Undefined Radio app, and on our After Dark YouTube page. Really do appreciate all that. Thanks for supporting the show. As we go forward, we're going to talk. There's a lot of stuff happening. It's my favorite time of the year right now. My absolute favorite time of the year right now. It's fall. It's coming up. That means Halloween is coming. You already see, like, back here, I have some decorations, right? I got to paint those fingernails. Thing with pink fingernails is not it for me. They've got to be black. You know, you got to have that grimy look to them, that dirty look. So I've got to fix that. I may even go do that today. Get that fixed. You see my new novel, Hell County, out here. So I love this time of year. I do. I absolutely love it. It's great. And that means it's baking time. A lot of good stuff to bake, a lot of good food to bake. And we're going to do that as well. There's going to be a lot of baking. I was thinking about even bringing you guys some baking tips, things like that, different sorts of things like that. If you want them, different things that I do, because I bake a lot during the holidays. And my waistline can attest to that fact. That is pretty delicious. I got to say, I don't brag on myself about many things, but I can bake. That's the one thing I can do. So there is that, but it's a beautiful time. There's a lot of stuff happening around our areas. You know, I saw this morning. I did see this morning. The Mid-South. So there is the maze. I don't know if you've heard of this, but it's called The Maze. This is 25 years this thing has gone on, and I've never heard of it. Maybe I have, but I've never really paid attention to it or went and looked at it. But they put a picture of it up, and let me see. Let me see if I can get this picture up for you guys. Maybe I can. Maybe if you're watching on Facebook here, let me see if I can pull this up. I don't know if I can. See if I can. I'll see if I can share this screen with you and see where it's at. See if I can get this pulled up. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Let me see. Yep, there it is. So right there, that's the maze. It starts. It's already the maze starts Thursday and Friday, I think, through September 19th through November 1st is how long the maze will run. That's right. So from September 1st, from September 19th through November 1st. Let me get my words. I'm looking at too many things right now, and that's not good. That thing is running. So yeah, Thursday and Friday from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., Saturday from noon to 10 p.m., and Sunday from noon to 8 p.m. And then in October, which is my time, that's when I'm ready to roll. Wednesday through Friday from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., Saturday from noon to 10 p.m., and Sunday from noon to 8 p.m. Because during October, the maze becomes haunted on Friday and Saturday nights at dusk. That's right. So when the sun goes down, the frights go up on Friday and Saturday nights. The first haunted night is going to be on Saturday, October 4th. Saturday, October 4th. Wednesday nights in October are family nights. The maze will offer a free hayride and bonfire on those nights with the purchase of admission to the maze. Now, I go to Cedar Hill Farms. That's a yearly thing for us. I love it, and that's no different this year. We will be going to Cedar Hill Farms. I love Cedar Hill Farms. I love the bonfire experience. I love all the different hard things they have, the haunted hay rides, the haunted house walkthrough that they kind of do. All of it, the bonfire. They just have a lot of events. They have the DeSoto County Ghostbusters are there. So there's a lot of stuff to do. But I was looking at this maze, and this is so well done. I mean, this thing is really cool how they got this done. If this image I'm looking at on my screen that you see on your screen right now, if this is how that maze is going to be, let's go. I would love, I mean, imagine you're getting your money's worth walking through that thing. You better bring your walking shoes. And if it's haunted, so much the better. Because it's in the shape of a big tractor. You got the smokestack coming up. You got the barn in the back. You got the clouds, the corn stalks, just from the image here. And it looks really cool. I love that. I love the way it looks. I think that's awesome. I think that's pretty cool right there. So the maze, it's cranking up right now, but October for me is the way to go. That's when we do it. That's when we go and we check it out. We see what's happening, and we go make a night of it. So, hey, look, I got some friends out there. Y'all want to go? Let's pile up. Let's go. All right, we can make this a group trip to the maze and make it a night and have fun with it. That will be fun for me. Like I said, I love this time of year. I've already got Halloween decorations. I do. I've got some in a box over here I haven't put up yet, but you'll start seeing them. This corner will be decorated by Monday. Where my guitar is, it'll be decorated by Monday. It will. It will. There'll be something horrific. I say horrific, but Halloweenish will be right there in that corner come Monday. And there will probably be something over here by my red door and all that good stuff. Where's that red door lead? You may never know. That's right. You may never know. It's coming. But speaking of Cedar Hill Farms, and I'm glad that we started mentioning that because I am a big supporter of supporting local business. I just think that if you're in a community and you live in a community, that it's important to support that community and the people in that. That's why I love supporting local business. I think there's so much talent, there's so much good stuff out there. People trying to make a living in this world outside of these corporate companies. That why would you want to do anything else? And I love it, and I love supporting that. That's why we go every year because they put in a lot of work to make these events mean something. I mean, they do. And it is fun to go out, hang out with a family on a night. There's something special about it. I guess growing up, and I'm a very whimsical style person. There's the smells of the fall. There is the atmosphere of the fall, of those nights, of the stars, of the sounds. And again, like in the pumpkin patch, when you're talking about all that's going on there, there is so much happening that I can't get enough of it. I love fall festivals. I love going to different fall festivals because it's just a day where people are coming together. They're bringing out their families and their kids and their significant others, and they're just enjoying themselves and enjoying the day. It is an amazing time that I wish could go on 24/7 because something special about it, because you see truly how people can be. You know, all this divisiveness we have online, when you're out in public like this and you're all just there, it's a totally different atmosphere. It's a completely different atmosphere all the way around. Like it is wild to me that we don't do more of it, really. I mean, that's just the truth. It is crazy to me that that's what it is. But like when we were at Cooper Young this weekend, we had a Cooper Young festival, and so we wrestled up there at Cooper Young. I didn't have to wrestle; I just did music because it was so hot. But Cooper Young, from a conservative standpoint, there's, it's definitely more of the scene that is not my scene. All right, and I am certainly probably not everybody's cup of tea who's up there at Cooper Young. However, that being said, everybody was nice, considerate, just going about their business, having a good time, wasn't worried about anybody else's business, wasn't worried about looking down on people or doing anything like that, which is how it should be. You should be able to go out into a group, into a crowd, into a social setting with people who are different than you, and it not matter. And it not matter. I don't know why this is a difficult concept. I really don't. I do not get why that is so hard for people to do without just, you've seen those people, right? You've seen those people where they go out and they spend all their time just judging other folks, just being negative. I don't have time for that, man. I don't. Why would you want to spend your day that way? Why would you want to spend your day that way? I don't. I have no desire to spend my day like that at all. None. It's like, all right, chill out, buddy. Chill out, bud. We're good. We're good doing what we're doing. But the pumpkin patch field trips are back at Cedar Hill Farms. And you can go and you can get all of these events. Just go to gocedarhillfarm.com. Check them out. Like I said, it's fall time, which is, I love it so much. And I love Christmas. This whole season, this whole holiday season we are in is cool to me. And, they've got the haunted farm, which I love. I just love the haunted farm. They've got the flower fields. They've got the pumpkin patch. They've got the corn maze at Cedar Hill Farms. So many cool things. And like I said, I have a good time doing it. I mean, and I'll share this with you too. Let's go ahead and share this. And you check it out. I'm starting to get the hang of my software a little bit here. There we go. There we go. Right there. Right, it's up. That's it. Go to Cedar Hill Farms. The scares begin October 3rd, 2025. It is time. I'm enjoying it. Think about it. We're already more than halfway through September. We're more than halfway through September already. That's wild. Because it seems like it just started. But here we are. Already halfway through it. That's crazy. That is crazy. But what's happening around our area? Before we get into the national stuff, what's happening around our area? Let me pull it up for you, and we'll take a look. We'll take a look at a few of the things that are going on here in our area. There's so much, man. There is so much. Good grief. Here's the bad thing about it. I gotta say, I hope I'm not messing this one up for me right here when I do this, but we've got the second annual golf tournament. They're teeing it up for a great cause. It's the First Responders Golf Tournament. It is a 4-man scramble, and they're looking for teams and sponsors. It's going to be Thursday, October 9th at the Back Acres Country Club. Lunch will be at 11 a.m. Tea time will be at 1 p.m. It's a 4-man scramble, $400 per team. You got sponsorships of $150 per hole or $500 per team plus hole. Let's support our local heroes in dispatch, police, and fire while enjoying a day on the green. You have to register by October 2nd, and cart reservations are due by September 19th, so you don't have long to do that. You have to make those quick. If you'll go to Senatobia Happenings, there is a big poster of this, and we support our law enforcement. We support our first responders because everybody likes to put them down until they need them, and they're the first ones jumping into the fray, not running from it. And we say that because it is a true thing, and so go support them. It'll be awesome. What else do we have going on here in Senatobia? Looks like K's Food Market in Senatobia is hiring for any of you guys looking for a job. Go put one in. They're looking for all kinds of stuff right now. And there's some things like I go into some of these pages on here and see some of these come. I have to scroll through to make sure that I'm not talking craziness. There's some things I don't know what they are. I've never heard of them before. Some stuff like that. Here's one. There is a local author in Sardis, Mississippi. This would be Tamika Frost. She has her debut novel, Dana's Manifesto. That's cool. That's Saturday, September 20th, 2025. So this Saturday from 12 to 3, sponsored by the Friends of the Sardis Public Library. That's awesome. Go down there and support your local authors. I mean, I'm such a fan of anybody who writes books because it's so hard. It's so difficult. And you pour everything of you into these books. Definitely go down and support Tamika as she gives out her author visit this Saturday in Sardis, Mississippi. Go check it out at the Sardis First Regional Library. And I know that Thursday night, we are heading to Hernando on the square because Roxy Love is playing from 7 to 9, I think. I know they're playing for a couple hours out there on the square because they have this deal in Hernando where they have this stuff happening on the square. We are going Thursday night to do that, me and Jen are, and hope to see you guys out there. It'll be a lot of fun. Like I said, support my friends, support the people who I'm close to, and again, supporting local business, and these bands are local businesses. They really are. They really are. And I'd like to give a shout out to, well, I'm thinking about it, Hadley's Plumbing Services. I had a plumbing event happen to me. It's been an ongoing thing, this plumbing event. And, Barry, you are playing. I figured Barry was going to play in this. That's good because Barry's always doing this stuff. And it's one of the things I love about Barry. This dude is such community-minded. I'm sorry, Barry. I'm shouting you out anyway. And just a good human being, always looking to help somebody. And so go support this tournament. It's going to be a fun tournament. So if you want to sponsor something, it would be a great tournament to go sponsor for sure. But I had these plumbing issues. And I did the toilet. You have to go in there and replace all the guts. I'm like, nah, we're just going to replace the entire toilet. To me, it was easier than going and doing the guts, just getting everything and replacing it, taking it out, getting rid of it. Let's go. It had to go. And then turn right around. And I'll be danged if the inside of the wall in the shower cracked, the pipes in there cracked. And it's spewing water. Didn't know where it was coming from at first. And then you could start hearing it. And then it got bad. And I needed a plumber ASAP. And so Hadley's came over. Kendall Hadley did and took care of it in a very quick manner, in a very professional manner, walked me through what he was doing, tell me and show me how some of the pipes were put in wrong to begin with for when whoever had done that pipe work previously had messed up some of the stuff in it and how they had set it up. He went and put me a cutoff valve in there in case we had the problem, create him an easy access point. If these pipes ever break, like in the wintertime when it gets cold, that you can go in there and just flip it off and I wouldn't have to worry about it. And just redid it. Like I said, quick, professional, in and out, very nice. And I loved it. I loved it. I recommend Hadley's services. I recommend Kendall. Like I said, he was on it, very considerate of everything, and backs up his work. And I was really stunned at how many people, when I made the post, I made a post on Facebook about it. All of a sudden, I was just getting inundated with, I didn't know we had that many plumbers around here. I'll be honest with you. I had no idea that we had that many people into plumbing work in our area. That was surprising to me. That was very surprising to me that we had so many people that were just there doing that. That was kind of wild. That was kind of wild. I told y'all yesterday, or probably in parts that y'all couldn't hear because I was having so many audio issues trying to get all these programs worked out together yesterday. But, they'd gotten kind of hit overnight downtown. I think those big gusts of wind came and tore off a lot of those awnings. It looked like is where it hit. And so it looks like they've got that all cleaned up. And today, actually, it's Wednesday, so they have their Batesville Square Market. So they have that from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. if you are in the area, or if you're looking for a great market to go to, head on down to Batesville on the square, go down to the Square Market, check them out. They only have 2 more markets left for the season. Go get your farmers market favorites right down there. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. today. That's this Wednesday, September 17th. Go down there and hit that up and try to get what you can there. Find you something that's different. So Batesville, I like their Main Street program. We do a lot with them. They've been longtime supporters of Undefined Radio, which I very much appreciate. It is one of the reasons we've lasted this long. And you can't do this without your sponsors and all the great people who do that, who have sponsored this station, who have helped keep things going, keep the lights on, which is important for us. It's hard. It's tough. You can't do this kind of job without great sponsors, right? You just can't. And from TV EPA, TVI Fiber, Wells Funeral Home, 2020 Eye Care, in Panola Paper, Batesville Tire and Muffler, Caldwell Insurance has been great. Bourne and Hawkins Insurance has been great. There are so many. First Security Bank, phenomenal. They have been what a great blessing they've been, and so many more. And even if it's football, all of those have helped support football this season, along with Smith Murphy. It's been a lot. Jenkins Auto Repair and Refrigeration down there. There's been a lot, and there's been a lot of people who have stepped up and who have helped and who keep what we do going. Couldn't do this without any of you, and it's always so appreciative as we continue on. And Hefner Motors, another big one. We've got Civitan Radio Day coming up soon. Batesville Civitan Radio Day is coming up soon. This will be in November. It's the Civitan's largest fundraiser of the year, and the things that they do when they raise their money, that doesn't go in-house. They go to help people. Their proceeds actually go to help people, to help children. And when it comes to helping people, why is that's never a bad thing. That is never a bad thing. So if you have never done a live auction, tune into Undefined Radio. I believe it is November, I want to say November 19th. Yeah, look it up. I'll have more of that. I didn't mean to talk about it today. I was going to talk about it more the closer we get to it because it's still a ways away. But just remember, in November, we got Batesville Civitan Radio Day. We will be bringing that up more and more as we get closer. But for the rest of September here for Batesville, if you want to travel a little bit in our area, you don't have to go far. That's a great thing about it. You don't have to go far to these places. Square Market, like I said, it's today from 9 to 1. Tomorrow night, or Thursday night, yeah, we'll be tomorrow night, Chad. Let's get straight. Fall concert night, Victoria Pride and the VIP band will be there. September 25th on fall concert night, we have Blue Mother Tupelo will be there. These are from 6:30 to 8:30. And then September 26th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Square Market. We'll be talking about these things. We'll bring more of that to you, and you'll know more about it as we bring it to you. And like I said, I'll be in Hernando Thursday for theirs. I know that's where I'll be Thursday. And look, Baseball already has events planned for October. A lot of good stuff. They're having Scare on the Square, which I'm going to this year. I'm going to Scare on the Square this year. I've been wanting to check this out in baseball, and I'm going to check it out. That's October 25th. I'm looking forward to it. And then we have all the great Christmas stuff. November starts all of that off. It's that season. I mean, they have Veterans Day programs. They have community tree lightings and carols and holiday open houses and so many things. They're going to have ice skating and ice karting on the square in November. We're going to get to all of that. We're going to talk about all of that. And the reason I'm telling y'all that now is because if you have events coming up, if you're going to have a festival at your church, at your business, whatever it is you want to do and you need that to get out, please send those to us. Message us at Undefined Radio. Message us on this page. All you got to do, there's a message button on here. Hit it. Let us know what you want advertised, and we'll get it out there for you. We will get it out there for you because my goal going forward here is to build the biggest community platform for everybody. Bar none, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I don't care if it takes me for the next 15 years to do this one new person a week or a month. Even if I go up that much, we're still doing it because it's important. And it's important to have a community square where you can go where people are just being good neighbors and doing that. So whatever I have to do, we're going to do. And that's the promise going forward. I don't like getting, I wouldn't say I'm not a morning person. I am because I get up every day and I go train my people at the gym. And I don't train a lot of young people. I train a lot of people my age and older. I've got 2 ladies that are over 70 that I train to get up. And we get up every day and go do it, right? We get up and get it done because quality of life matters and enjoying your life matters. And for me, community matters. Thank you, Sheila. I love TBA and that support that y'all give us and always supporting in return. So many good people there. And I'll tell you this about the linemen because we're about to hit the season. We're about to hit the season. Like we know it gets dry here in the summer, but it's gonna get wet, and that means storms, and the lines are gonna go down. And this is a different. Like energy doesn't nearly get the criticism that places like TBA does. Why? Because energy is usually right here in our cities. We don't really. It's not that big a deal. It's easier to fix. Imagine having to go out into the county, into these rural areas out there, and find where that line's down among all those trees. Because the lines just don't run down the road where it's all easy to get to. Imagine having to go find all that stuff. The off-roads here where they had to pull a line, go to these houses down here. People don't even realize, I don't think people ever realize just how big these communities are out there in the rural areas. Like behind all the trees in the main highways, all these other roads and what we call back roads that are out there that you don't see. Right? They're everywhere. They are everywhere. And imagine having to be responsible for all of that. Somebody has to do it. And then these linemen have to go out in these storms in the middle of the night when you're out there whining on Facebook that you don't have power, but you got to your phone, but you don't have power in your home. And I get the frustration of that. But you have men and women out there who are putting their lives on the line, fighting these storms to make sure that they can restore power to you. And people don't think about that. That's because people are selfish. I get it. I'm selfish at times too. I understand. And so I'm not judging. I'm just simply saying I understand. I understand the mindset because I have it sometimes too. But you also have to understand what these men and women do out there, right? The things that they go do, that they have to put up with to make sure that they get power out there, because there are some people who are medically dependent on having that power to their homes, right? We know that exists everywhere, more than we certainly would love to believe, but it's true. Mark says, I have no time judging people. That's right. It shouldn't be. You know, when you're pointing a finger at somebody, there's 3 more pointing back. Always. But yeah, so our sponsors are great. And again, community driven. That's what's awesome. I can walk into the bank and it's a conversation the whole time. We're having a good time. I don't understand moody people when they go in there like, Like if I'm out, even if I'm having a rough day, and for the last few months I've had plenty of those. I freely admitted that, and it's true. But even if I'm having a rough day, when I go out in public and I'm talking to people, I try to put on the best face possible because I don't want my bad day to bring down somebody else who may not be having one, or who may be having a bad day and they're trying to put on a good face. And it's amazing what sometimes that can do to turn somebody's day around. I've had that happen to me plenty of times where I'm having a rough one. I go in and all of a sudden I'm talking to people and it's just me talking and it's becomes a thing where I feel a lot better just for talking to people. Just for people you may not otherwise, you just be in a bad mood. And that's like with the whole thing that's going on in our country right now, the hatred that's out there. But if you go into a rural community like ours, these small town, that's why I love small towns, buddy. This is why I love small towns right here. Because 99% of the time you don't see color, you don't see social status, you just see people. People just treating people like people. You don't see it. You don't see the bad things that they're trying to tell you online and in these big cities that are just, it's these groups against those groups and all that. You don't. It's just people being people. You know, we were talking about, because this whole situation that's happened stirs a lot of conversation. And Saturday night on our show we had, which is the lead into this one, right? We had Saturday night, wanted to test out the waters with the new software. And it was the lead in for me to do this show. We wrestle at Juneteenth every year. Whatever your opinions are, I don't care. We wrestle at Juneteenth every year. And yes, this is a black event. I hate even say black event. It's an event for people to celebrate their heritage up there and to have this moment. And I'm not one of these people that says we shouldn't have this or I don't care. If you want to have celebrate who you are. Because here's what I know. When we go up there, as very few people of my ethnicity go up there, we are treated so well. They don't look down on us. They don't spit on us. They don't call us bad names for being different, looking different than them. Because it's not about that. It's not about us or them. It's not. It's about people. And they treat you like people, which is how you should be treated. Again, don't know why this is a difficult concept. I don't know why two things can't be true at the same time. We have a great time. We've met so many great people, and I've got the pictures to prove it. We met so many great people up there, and I love doing the Juneteenth show because there are so many great people. I love meeting people and different people, and it's one of the fun things that I've gotten to do in my life that a lot of other people they don't get to do, or they choose not to do. Yeah, one of those, or both of those, or all of those. It's things like that. I think life pretty much is a choice. And what are you choosing? What are you choosing in your choice in your life? And so I love community. And I guess that's today's show. Today's show is about community. What do you do for your community? Do you serve your community? Does your community serve you? Again, there's so much that happens. And I get it. There are some things in your community that need to be changed. The politics is awful. You know, the good old boy system is awful. And does it exist? Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. But like I support my friends. And I have friends that are on both sides of political aisle. I don't care. I know the kind of people they are. And I support them. And so community. Again, community. Community is everything. And that's what we do. That's what we do here at Undefined Radio. That's what we do here at Undefined Voices. So if you'd like to be on the show, if you would like, whether you're we don't have to discuss anything crazy. You can discuss your hobbies. All right. You can discuss aliens if you want to. I don't care. I'm not going to judge you. If you're a musician, you want to talk about that, that's fine. If you want to talk about different types of grasses, may not be my thing, but I'll be more than happy to give you the platform to talk about it. And I'll probably learn something new because I always like learning something new. And that's kind of my thing right there. What can we do to give you a platform to talk about whatever? If you just want to talk about you and who you are and the different things that you like in your life, that's fine. Are you an author and you want to talk about your books? All right. If you're an athlete, you want to talk about being an athlete and the things that you do. Being an athlete, we can do that too. Again, you like riding horses? You want to talk about horses? Let's go. Like I said, there's a lot. And shout out, by the way, to Kudzu Carts. If you're looking for a golf cart, Kudzu Carts is the way to go. And yes, a dear friend of mine owns Kudzu Carts. I know the thing that they have. Ghost Zen, yeah, absolutely. I love talking about ghosts. It's that time of the year. We are going to do some ghost stories in October. We're going to start a ghost story deal. We may have a ghost story a day. I don't know. We'll do something. Or it's a little something on this show. We're going to do stuff like that. For sure. For sure. We're definitely going to do stuff like that. Because it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. And a few years ago when I first started doing the podcasting, one of my best friends, Dr. Cockrell here in town, we were out at his house. I love his family, their family. And I mean, when I say their family it's me. So we go out there and we sat down one night for our first Halloween deal we did. And they have this beautiful home. It's a beautiful home built. Nobody's lived in it. They're the first one. Somebody's died in it. It's their home. But they had so many supernatural experiences in there because the lumber they used to build that home and some of their beams, these beautiful big cross beams, are a century old. And is that spiritual force tied to that? I don't know, but I know it's interesting. I know it's cool. The stories are cool. And I play them every year. And we'll play them this year because those stories were fun. They can laugh about it, but it's some of that stuff. If I walk down there and I see just a stranger sitting on my couch, but he's not completely solid, we may have an issue. Better yet, I may have an issue. It's one of those deals. So we're gonna get into all of that. Now here's the thing about it. You can already hear my voice going as we've started this and changed to it. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on with my voice, but it is really giving out. So I am definitely, this is going to be great for me because it's getting my vocal cords. You'll have to strengthen them up again. Don't drive by my house at certain parts of the day. You may hear some awful wailing. That's probably me doing vocal exercises. So, I had a buddy of mine yesterday tell me I share too much personal stuff. Look, I am an open book. I don't believe in sharing too much because I've got nothing to hide in my life, right? It's just one of those things where I'm an open book. I mean, I'm not afraid to be who I am. And I would encourage you not to be afraid to be who you are. I mean, I'm not worried about people looking at me different. Well, I'm a professional wrestler, for God's sakes. I've done for almost 30 years. And I don't care that people look at that strangely. I don't. It's part of who I am. I love being a writer. I mean, I love to sing. I don't do it well, but I love it. I love doing theater. I love doing the podcasting. I'm one of these people. I spent my whole early part of my life, and I'll tell you this because there's some people that need to hear it. I spent the early part of my life doing what everybody else does, doing what you're told to do. You grow up, you go to school, you get a job. I've got an education. I've got a degree. It's only a 2-year degree. It's only an associate's degree, but I do have a business degree. And the one thing I learned after almost dying, literally, my doctor told me, if you don't quit, you're going to die. You're going to kill yourself. You're headed that way. My blood pressure, my stress level was so through the roof from living that corporate life and doing all that stuff. And I had a nicer house. I had nicer vehicles. I had nicer everything. My life was easier as far as that went when it came to that. But when it came to happiness, the things that matter, I was miserable. And so I quit. I cut that part of my life off cold turkey. And I've only done the things since that I've wanted to do to try to make my life better. Not the richest person in the world, on the very bottom side of that. But when it comes to peace of mind and happiness, I'm filthy rich, right? I do the things I want to do, and I don't care what everybody else thinks about it. I'm going to do those things. You can think I'm weird. You can think I'm strange, but I don't care. And that's how I live my life. I don't care. I surround myself with people I want to surround myself with, and that's across all spectrums of society. If I like you, I like you. And that's how it is. Hey, Rip, what's up, buddy? Hope you're doing well. I miss my buddy, Rip. He started out on this journey with me on Undefined Radio. One of the first ones, Rip Copeland. We did Rip's Red Dirt. He turned me on to a lot of that music and made me realize how much good music was really out there. I mean, if it wasn't for him and Johnny Pace and Ricky Spindle, I don't know, I wouldn't still be doing this. Because I wouldn't have known how. I wouldn't have really developed that passion for it. And it is a passion for it. I love doing this stuff. And it's evolved, and this company has evolved because people have asked me why we used to do mainstream music on the radio station all the time, because people don't really go here to listen to mainstream music. That's not what they do. You stream your music. You got your music. You got your playlist that you listen to, and that's just how it is. It's an evolution. I don't hate it because that's what it's gone to, but it is how it's gone. That's the way that things evolve, and so you have to evolve. You have to evolve, or you're not going to survive in the arena that you choose, because it always evolves. It always does. I'm an old school professional wrestler, but wrestling has evolved, and it's one of those things, and you can't latch on to those. You got to be able to evolve. You got to be able to just let go and do what's necessary to get and to keep your interest alive. I put those worldly things away and got into the heavenly and turned out a lot richer. Dude, I'm there with you. I agree. It certainly made my life better. So I can at least speak to that part. That's made my life better for doing those things. And whatever that is for you guys, I would recommend doing it. Do the thing that's going to make you richer for sure in your life. And you'll never go wrong. I mean, it's going to be what's best for you now. Don't become some kind of serial killer. Don't do that. All right. If you think that's going to enrich your life, go talk to somebody. Definitely go talk to somebody. All right. Don't go wild. And when we talk about sharing and oversharing, and I've done that a few times. Yesterday morning, I was trying to talk about, and the audio didn't work. I'm sorry about that, but it didn't. It didn't work yesterday. It's working today, but it didn't work yesterday. So I was sitting there, and I was talking about, I made this post about getting rid of all the alcohol in my house, except for the wine. I'm not a hypocrite, and that's why I'm saying it. I kept the wine. I love a good glass of wine. But I got rid of the alcohol, the tequilas, the whiskeys, the rums, all that stuff. I got rid of it. I purged my house. Because I don't really want that in my system anymore, part of my life, because it's too much. And I was talking to my girlfriend the other night because everybody was commenting on it. Your support, by the way, that people were giving support is so welcome. It was so good. It was so overwhelming to see and to read that support by doing all that. And I have felt nothing but light for this has been my 4th day, 4 days now. I mean, just mentally. I went to bed last night light. When I say my prayers at night, it's more conversational. It's not just something I've recited out of the Bible. All right, it is an actual conversation on those prayers. It's nothing that I'm just sitting here reciting the same thing every night. And but I felt a lot lighter, and I had so many people reaching out. But I thought, and wrongly, I thought, and I don't know, maybe some people did feel this way, but I felt like I was putting out there like I was an alcoholic and had a serious alcohol problem. I don't, because there are a lot of people out there who do. And I would never go out there and demean the battle that they are actually going through. My whole point was I could see it coming. I was in a bad place and I could see that coming because I was doing it more and more. And I don't have an addictive mindset, but I could still see that coming. That pitfall, that hole, it was opening up. It was getting bigger beneath my feet. And I could feel my soul just being sucked into it. I mean, that inner part of yourself, if you, the power to listen to yourself, to that voice that's in here is an amazing thing. If you'll let yourself do it, it's an amazing thing to do. You just have to let yourself do it. And once you do and you open yourself up to that, it's amazing. And when I've been able to do that, it's been beneficial. So I don't want anybody to think that I was putting out that I was an alcoholic struggling with sobriety. I don't drink every day. I never drank every day. But still, even on the weekends when I would, it's like it's still too much because it's an escape. Back when you social drink, that's one thing. But when you're using it to escape, there's a problem. There's a problem. And the problem had to be handled. But I wanted to tell everybody who commented on that, who wished me well with what I was trying to do there. I appreciate it. Love you all. Appreciated that so much. So much. It was great to see because, sometimes we wonder when we're posting things, when we're doing things, or we're sharing our lives on Facebook, because, social media, you're sharing your life. Some people just use it for hate, whatever. I use it to share my life, right? Things that are going on there. That's what I do. And I will tell you that when you're sharing stuff like that, it's easy to make it about one thing when it's about something else. And so when I was out there, when I was doing this, and I felt that, okay, maybe it's too much. Maybe nobody really cares what I post, but that outpouring showed that people still watch what you post. They may not always comment on it. All right. They may not always comment on it, but they do pay attention to it. So people are paying attention to things you really may not think that they are. I think there are people saying prayers for you out there that you don't think that they are, and vice versa. And when you're doing something for somebody, you don't always have to say what that is. It's like when you're giving to donating to charities or whatever, you don't always have to say what that is. Sometimes we do it because we want to call people's attention, like, I did it. You can go do this. And then I think some people do it for the recognition, but I do think for the most part, people are doing it because they honestly feel good about giving. And I think that's important. And when people reached out, I really felt that they meant it. They reached out for it, and I appreciate it. I do. Black Holes by the Warning. I love the Warning. I will. As a matter of fact, I'll react to that song. Yeah, Dangers of Addiction. It is, and it's it don't take much. And like I said, I don't have an addicted personality, and it don't take much. And I could see it. I mean, I could see it, and that's the wildest thing. Like when you're, and I know this is hard for people to express at times. I get it. It's hard for people to express what they're feeling, what they're going through, as far as being descriptive about what that is. People think that you can't see what's happening to you. You can. You absolutely can see what's happening to you. But it doesn't mean you have the ability to stop it. All right? Just because you can see it happening doesn't mean you have the ability to stop it. And those are two wildly different things. And that's what I would encourage you. If you're really having that much trouble, go seek professional help. Don't seek it online. Don't seek it in videos like this. Go seek professionals who are well versed in how to deal with these matters. Talking to someone helps. It's amazing what just talking to someone will do. It is. Like, I'll be honest with you, it's easier for me to talk to you people this way than it is one-on-one sometimes. Because I don't feel like those eyes are right here on me. They're out there in the ether, but I know you're out there, right? It's weird. And I know that sounds weird, but sometimes it just feels like that is easier than sitting here one-on-one and doing it. And for a lot of people, that may be the truth. That's why I think writing is very therapeutic. I can get it off. I've got a new book I'm about to publish. This is a young adult one, and I've got another one. I've been working on both of them in tandem, depending on the mood that I'm in. And they're both meaningful. And the one that I'm working on, one of them is a young adult novel that's fun. I love this book. I cannot wait for you to read it. For those of you who read, I'm excited about it. And the other one is deeply personal. It's still on the lines of things I like to write about, but it has a lot of personal stuff in there. That's very therapeutic for me to write that book. And there'll be more of that as those books come out. But what I'm saying is there are avenues for you. If you're trying to talk to somebody, there are avenues for you to do that. And before we go, because it's apparent to me I can't do 2 hours of this. I'm going to have to relate it to an hour until I can build my voice up to do this, because I'm straining now, right, to do it. Now I'm almost gravelly, and I'm not trying to be gravelly, but that's kind of where it's headed. It's kind of where it's headed. So yesterday, it came out. You know, when the Charlie Kirk shooting happened, there was when the Charlie Kirk shooting happened, the very first thing I saw real quickly was they had arrested this old man, and then they finally released him. Well, what another turn in this case. I mean, it's wild what happened. So that man said he shot Charlie initially so the real shooter could get away, which to me is horrible. Horrible that you would do something like that. And then it comes out he wasn't. So when the FBI are interrogating this man, they say they want to get into his phone. He says, okay. But they go into his phone. He tells them what they're about to find. It was wild because he said he was having a medical event, a medical issue. They transported him to a hospital. And so while at the hospital, this is where his name's George then, he tells them freely that he was not the shooter, but yelled to hinder the law enforcement's response. But while he was at the hospital, an FBI agent and the agent from the State Bureau of Investigation, they met with him. He agreed to speak with him concerning it. He admitted he yelled that he was the shooter to allow the actual suspect to flee. And this is a press release from the sheriff up there, so they can hinder law enforcement. They asked to look at his phone. He agreed to let them, but he told the agent he uses his phone to view and abuse. I can't say it because I'll get everything get taken down, but for nefarious purposes when it comes to the younger ones. And there's some images on his phone. And the agents did see that. And it's horrible. Because I'm not sure what I could say on here without getting copywritten or they taking it down because I'm saying bad speech. So I'm trying to keep that vague. But you know what I'm talking about, underage. And they did these horrible things. And he had all this on his phone, over 20 images right on his phone. So he's getting hit with a few different felonies from that. And that is wild. Dude, that is wild. That is crazy to me. So there are a lot of lunatics out there. People you don't know and don't suspect. So just be safe. My mouth is the same way. My brain says don't say it. But my mouth does have the capability to stop it. That's how I am. I'm definitely a Ron Whiter. Definitely Ron White. I know I have the right to remain silent, but I don't have the ability. That's it in a nutshell. That is it in a nutshell. Guys, gals, I appreciate y'all tuning in today for day 2, first full day of Undefined Voices. And again, if you'd like to be a part of the show, I would love to have you part of the show. Reach out to me. We can set up an interview. We'll stream it. I'll record it and I'll pop it in during the show. I would love for that to happen. I think it'll be cool. And if not, I can make it part of a new show. I can do whatever we want to do. That's the great thing about having this thing and about having Undefined Radio. I consider it your radio station. It's the voice for you. And Undefined Voices is the same way. I can't do this without you guys. And I love doing it. I love being a part of it. I love the conversations we're having. I love all of y'all for tuning in and for making this to all of our great sponsors. Thank you for keeping Undefined Radio on the air in all these trying times that it's been, but we're coming back bigger and better than ever. We're going to have a lot of stuff. If you want your own show on Undefined Radio, reach out to me. I will put it out there. You don't have to have 100% top quality. If you've got just a phone and a recording device at your home and you want to do a show, then by God, do your show. I will give you the platform to put it out there. It's that easy. It is that easy. Because we can't all afford several $1,000s worth of equipment to do that. I know I couldn't. Everything I've got, I've built over time. And I've had to make sacrifices in different ways to do it and make it work. That's why you don't see us streaming in 8K. I wish I could afford 8K cameras and processors and all that stuff. But you don't have to have all that stuff to put your voice out there. You don't. You don't have to have all that stuff. So I appreciate it. I wish you all the best. I will see you tomorrow morning, right back here at 8 a.m. Remember, if you're watching on Facebook and you can't afford to watch on Facebook like time-wise or your work, whatever, download the free Undefined Radio app because you can pop your hearing stuff in, turn on your app. It doesn't use a lot of data, which is great, and you can listen anywhere, and the quality is amazing. And once again, I can't do this without my sponsors. Thank you. Love you all.